Welcome back to 99.3 Nigeria Info, and it is still What's Up Lagos. My name is Nata, and it is time for PowerPoint Solutions.
Power Solutions.
Power Solutions, yes. Power Solutions, guys. Apologies. Well, with me already is Dr. Wiebe in the studio. Good morning, Doctor. How are you?
I'm great. I've been away from the studio for a long time, so it's awesome to be back.
Really? How's it been streaming from the house?
Well, you know, the problem is every week you're worried, okay, is the internet going to work today?
Right.
And then I go off and on. And this way I just like, look, I'm going to let me drive over and just forget about that worry now. So I'm here. And actually the energy in the studio is always so much better.
Yes, it is. Absolutely. So moving forward, are you going to be coming to the studio all the time, or you just...
Yeah, no, I will be. Now, the difference, though, is that what we used to always have to have the guest in the studio also.
Right.
And what that did is it limited who we had.
Yes.
So our guest today, for example, is calling in from Owerri. And otherwise we would have said, okay, when are you in Lagos? Sometimes people would actually fly to Lagos just to do the show, which is a big expense, takes time.
Sure.
And now, you know, so basically I think it forced us to realize that you can have guests from anywhere. And yeah, if they're in Lagos, come into the studio. But otherwise, you know, we can go worldwide. So it's awesome.
Thank God for technology. We have Gift Muoneke. I hope I didn't remember your name. Gift Muoneke joining us via Zoom all the way from Owerri. Gift, how are you this morning? Hello.
Go ahead.
I'm fine.
Okay, it's good to have you. How's Owerri today?
Always great. Always fine.
Awesome. Awesome. So before we get into this conversation, gentlemen, so we're talking about art.
Okay.
And Dr. Wiebe told me off air that he's a drummer. Can you guys believe that? How long have you been drumming for?
Since I was 12. So I won't tell you how many years, but that's a long time.
I'm trying to do the maths.
So like 30 years, about 30 years. I've been playing for 30 years. Yeah,
that's pretty good. Really,
and so, you know, all of this, you know, if I had a choice of what I would be doing, I would be a drummer in a Congolese Makossa band. That's my life's dream.
Really?
Yeah, not all this power stuff. Yeah, I love drumming. When I'm drumming with a band, I'm in a zone. And nobody believes me, especially like
I believe you.
Companies that we invest in and work in, like they always see me in my suit and tie and I look so serious. And they just can't believe it. So anyway, Gift, you knew the secret first. Oh, wait, I guess a lot of people are listening.
anyways, it's really good to know. So what do you have for us today on Power Solutions?
Yeah, so we have a wonderful guest calling from Owerri. I think it's our first guest joining us from Owerri, and it's clear that Owerri has fantastic internet and bandwidth, so that's good to see. So Gift is the CEO of Greenera Technologies. And, you know, he's an early stage energy business, but he's an example of young Nigerians solving problems in a commercial way, and he's going to be very, very successful in time. So, Gift, thank you for coming on today. And why don't you kick us off by telling us a little bit about yourself, and maybe like I just confessed, maybe there's something about you that's artsy or something that people don't know. Maybe share that today also in light of the topic today of arts.
Okay. Good morning, Nigerian Info. My name is Gift Muoneke. I'm CEO and co-founder of Greenera Technologies. So a little about myself. So I've really been shuffling around volunteering and also internships. So currently I'm in my final year in the Federal University of Technology, Owerri, which a lot of persons don't know. But I've been shuffling between volunteering and internship. I've worked with Junior Achievement Nigeria for 2 years. I volunteered for them, and also when Actors Photo. I've served as the financial director for the team. And also I've interned in Broadcasting Corporation of Abia State in the technical unit. And also I've also interned with Start Innovation Hub. So I think that's where the idea started, Start Innovation Hub, where you learn about starting up a business and all. So last year I also volunteered for Funding Space 2020, and that was the first time I met Dr. Wiebe. And I was very fascinated about what they're doing in the energy space. So currently, in my final year, we also graduated, but you know, as you know, so I'm studying electrical electronics engineering, majoring in power system engineering. So that's a little about me. Kind of.
Okay, that's fair enough. I thought you were still going. I didn't want to cut you short. So tell me, right? Do you work full time, and how do you juggle all of this with your academics?
Okay. majorly we have milestones and we have roles to give up ourselves to the team. So at least 20 hours of your time should be dedicated towards building the business. So it's very, very key. So and also, you know, when you're passionate about something, you don't really see it as something that you just need to give your time to. You just see yourself doing it. So that's just how we move and all. So we are doing everything and it's moving smoothly for us.
So you keep talking about team. What is so unique about your team? This is your team. You will not let me hear what with.
Okay. Actually, we've been friends for 4 years.
Oh,
and
really?
we've done marvelous things together in previous times before we decided to start a company. So then in year one, we've been reading partners. We've we've applied for some student-based competitions, hackathons, and all. So not really business related. So I think that has like given us the bond to know more about ourselves. So when it came to the area of starting a business, it was easy for us to just regroup ourselves and form a wonderful team. And we do all have diverse skill sets, which is very, very important. We have Ngo Prince, my co-founder and chief marketing officer. He's a data scientist, a student, but a data scientist, and he's very, very good at artificial intelligence marketing. So he's holding that part for us. And we have Local Victory. She has worked in the finance department of an organization before, so she's bringing that to the team. We also have Favor Chidebere. She has worked in a multinational corporation, so as an intern, but deliberately she learned the processes of how things are being done, so she's bringing that to the team. So with this mix, we believe we can conquer the world. So
wow, Gift,
yeah, I have a wonderful team.
I love the way you talk about it, because you already sound like you're like this big corporation that you have. This one brings this talent, this one brings this one, and I didn't even realize you were still a student. So
Great.
So and I guess Gift, I guess you know the boys from GVE, the guys from GVE, Ifeanyi and Co.
Very well.
So
yes.
GVE, for the listeners, is the largest mini grid company in Nigeria, and they started about 10 years ago, just like Gift, with a group of students at Futo, and now they're a multi-million-dollar mini grid company leading the way, setting so you guys are on a good path, and I hope in a couple of years we'll be putting a couple of million in you guys. So that's great. So but tell us a bit. You've talked a bit around it, but the actual founding of the company, you must have been thinking of all sorts of different ideas. What could we do as entrepreneurs? Why did you decide to focus on solar in particular?
Okay, I think this is a chain of occurrences, and it led to this. So there was no specific time that we just say, okay, we're starting a company and all. So it came out of our various involvement. So quick one, growing up, I had always been this kind of technical person in the home. In most African homes, you always have a child that is always losing a lot of things, breaking gadgets, or just curious. So
I don't think it's just every African home. It's every home. Every home. Yeah.
Okay, great. So I was a child in my home. So and everybody, in short, my dad calls me the engineer as young as I was. So I got that into my head. Any new thing, I just tried to know what's inside and all. So with that curiosity, it led me, when I got to secondary school, I loved basic science, and it was in basic science I learned the principle of solar technology. So at first I learned about it using for the purpose of heating waters, not for generating electricity. So I was just fascinated by the fact that you could just use the sun to heat your water and all. Then with time I got to know that you could even generate electricity with this. Now at that time I was just in secondary school. I was just so curious as an inventor, not as a business person and all. So that led me towards diverting my career towards going into the field of electrical electronics engineering. So that's when I gained admission into Futo. So with that, I was like having in mind, I want to be an inventor. I want to just make things that will wow the world. And the first thing that comes to my mind is always solar. I never had solar. I've not seen one before. I see them on textbooks, perhaps on TV and all. But I knew that there's something special about this thing. So I got my first solar panel in my third year. So I was trying to work on a particular project, and I felt that I could use a solar panel. So I think it was 30 watts then. So I was so happy, like it was like the best gift then. So I just had it, but I never knew how to use it. But I was happy that I had a solar panel. But I knew that one day it's going to be useful, So then that led us to when I had to go visit my uncle. So this was the groundbreaking moment that made me decide that I have to do something about this issue. So when I went visiting my uncle used to on generator every night. So he used to just siphon fuel from the keg into the generator. So I do watch him. So I was like, okay, I'll try this one time and stuff. So there was a time he asked me to go on the gen. And so I was trying to like siphon the fuel, and I put it at first. It was not siphoned, and then I added more pressure, and I gulped like three gulps of petrol. That was it. Like, I hated generator from that day.
We
like,
all do. I mean, the sound alone.
About it. So
right.
So and that led me that, okay, I'm studying electrical engineering. Is there anything I can do? I was not really thinking about using solar to solve it, but I just know that I have to replace the generator. You get? Although currently we as Greenera, we actually replaced the generator. We had to go back. He built a hospital. Yes, so his hospital is powered by solar now.
Okay, so
by a company.
Okay, so that leads me to my very next question.
We have to hang on.
Right. Yes, the
solar powered hospital. Okay,
yes.
And where is it? Is it in Owerri or where is it?
Umuahia.
Okay. That's really good, really good. So that leads me to my next question, right? So quickly, briefly, tell us about some of your solar products.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So while we were starting, it was through a hackathon. So we built a standalone system. So then it was very, very crude. It wasn't finished, but we just presented it, and we won a hackathon in our school, a very small competition like that. So I had to tell my team then we were just not business related, we were just project based. So I had to tell them that, like, we need to turn this into a business, and that was how we started the business. So we need to make it very, very good. So after iterations and all, the product we currently have is a third iteration. So it's just, we have two products. We have the GT500 and the GT1000. GT500 is for the 500 watts standalone system, and the GT1000 for 1000 watts. So that 500 is for barbing saloons, because when we were doing our IT, we realized that a lot of barbing saloons are in that area. So we did some feasibility study about them and realized the kind of load they use and all. So we give them that. Then it comes with a small DC fan and also a rechargeable clipper. So we use that to facilitate the movement, so to ease the penetration in that area. Then we have the GT1000, which is equivalent to this iPass manual generator.
Okay.
So for small homes and businesses, so that's a segment for that part too. And it comes with 80 watt solar panels. So and also our system has extensible battery, so you could perhaps you want to increase your load later, and that's why when you get GT1000, you can still add extra battery to it. Perhaps you want to power something higher. So yeah.
So Gift, I mean, you talked about the barbing salons around your school and all that. So what is the acceptance rate in Imo State and maybe other places where you've been trying to market this? When you come to them with a solar product, what do the entrepreneurs say, or the households? Do they say, what was this now? I have a generator. Why do I need this? What's their response? Are they open, or does it take a while to sell the idea?
Yes. There's this notion about something new that comes to an area. So a lot of people feel that, this is solar, won't it destroy my gadgets and all? So those are one of the first things the barrier we had to break in. Especially when we were even supplying to a charging station business. The person was like, their phones, people will not come and charge their phones again. You're using solar, they are used to generator and all, and to be able to like convince the person to adopt the solution. So at first, the barrier a lot of people have the notion that solar is also expensive. So from far away, if you are even coming with the notion of, okay, I'm proposing a solar solution to you, there is a no. Then so we are breaking that barrier, and at the same time we're not breaking a barrier of entering a new market. So, but I think along the way, we've been able to break those barriers. We've been able to let them by using free testing. Sometimes we just give them a product to test for a week and give us feedback. When they love it, they can't just return it back. They'll have to pay for it. So with these models, we've been able to get into most of these users. And I think the penetration is very good. We have some good players coming up little by little in Imo State, making additional solutions like Greenbox Africa. At least they're making some little waves in Imo State, and the acceptance is fair. It's okay. We're growing still.
So tell us about your experience during the Clean Technology Incubation and Acceleration Foundation. How did you hear about the program?
Okay, I learned about it on LinkedIn. So I think that's where you get opportunities most times. So then a friend, a colleague sent the application package to me later on. Well, I got to know about it on LinkedIn. So I saw $10,000 and all. So at least that was what tickled my fancy, and I went for it. So about the program, 6 months incubation was very, very awesome, because we got to learn a lot of things about business that a traditional business owner don't know. Then we're just starting. We're just like, let's keep hustling and pushing this thing out. Let's get people to know this. But you need to learn about things like corporate governance, team structure, policies and regulations, and all. So, and we had seasoned facilitators who had experience in these fields to come teach us, and that was very, very good. And they gave us relatable experiences. So it's not something that's out of the world. We could relate with their experiences and be able to get feedbacks. And also getting back to them. Even the mentors they paired us with was very, very instrumental. Like we explained, and we were able to communicate as pals together, and that was very, very great. So the program was awesome. It's very wonderful.
So, Gift, let me, I'll kind of ask you two questions. So, first of all, your group, your cohort was supposed to be partly virtual, but partly obviously in person. And obviously in COVID, that all went out the window. So you did the entire incubation program virtually. So I guess first question is how did that go? And it sounds like you still, learned a lot anyway. And then also now that you've won that $10,000, and again, it's dollars, nubi naira, dollars. So now that you've won that, what is that going to mean for taking your business forward?
Okay, about the virtual program, the initial pitching was on site. So we left school, went to pitch on site. Then the program, 6-month program, was virtual. So actually, they supported us with some data access and all to help get access to the program, which is very commendable. So and also, some that things about virtual is you could easily know your schedule, because traveling and all those things takes time. So even as much as it might not be real, it might not be something that you're really having the experience, it also gives you time to be always available because you know the time slot and all. So it's been awesome. At least after the program, we were paired with mentors, and that was very, very important. Like after the program, we'll be able to we could relate to mentors, and they got to know how far we've gone. What have we? What do we drop along the way? Are we getting this right and all? So it's been great. It's been great.
And then so the
$10,000, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, very, very, very important. Yeah, initially we were bootstrapping, and also we were trying to do it on a small scale, and we don't have smart meters yet because that's what we're looking at getting, so that we'll be able to bill our users efficiently. So definitely, it's going to go into efficient bill management of the people we already have. And also, we need to build capacity, because when we started, we never need to grow so big as this. So our capacity were a bit strained. So we're going to use it to build, add more more batteries and all to build our capacity and get more people on board. And we've just concluded a feasibility study in another community. That's Ihagwa. So definitely we're going there by next year. Okay, so it's going to be used for that.
So that basically leads me to my next question. So currently you're focused on market clusters and rural communities, right?
All right, yeah.
And you're also working on enabling access to electricity in these communities. Now, with this grant, what should we expect from you in these areas that you have chosen?
Okay. While we started with standalone systems, then we diversified. In short, it was COVID that facilitated that diversification into the mini grids, because we couldn't move, and also we had to settle, help the communities around us. So we got some feedback from people that a lot of people return to their businesses because of our solution. So if you come to our community, a lot of businesses are locked, but some persons got the info that, they are giving them light and it's very, very cheap, cheaper than this fuel and all. We don't need to own our generators. A lot of people came in, and these are the users telling us this. So we feel we are doing something awesome and wonderful. So going forward, we believe we are going to be having necessary structures, maybe in terms of sustainability and making this solution last long, getting indigenous on board to manage the systems and making sure that this lasts the test of time. We're going to be putting that into considerations moving forward with the market clusters. And definitely we are going to move into SMEs, people in peri-urban areas in the future. But we're just starting here with places where our hands can get to, then we'll grow into that later.
Awesome.
Wow.
Awesome.
So, obviously you're using solar to try and bridge the energy gap. In your community, you're doing it, small communities at a time, one business at a time. But do you think enough is being done in Nigeria to actually harness solar to close the energy access gap?
Okay. In terms of enough, I may not have a point for that, but I think a lot is being done, and especially from all on. Like I got to know this kind of ecosystem in renewable energy that I've never seen anywhere before. It's like a family. You get even during COVID-19 eras, I keep hearing stories and I keep seeing how even partnerships are being made within renewable energy companies. Like I get to know that there are some companies that may not be able to reach Abuja. They contract the job to a partner renewable energy company and all. So I think the ecosystem is growing and we're doing a lot well. In terms of investments, definitely this $10,000 grant was like a risk investment, right? You know, you don't get to see this thing everywhere. So having this trust in renewable energy startups as we are and bringing in more players into this field, I believe we'll be able to get to where we need to get. But I believe a lot is being done in the renewable energy sector in Nigeria.
So 2020 looks like a very good year for Greenera technologies. But you'll agree with me that for every company, both established and still upcoming, you have to be able to foresee the future, right? So what would you say we should expect from Greenera technologies in the next 2 years?
All right. Yes, you know, as a startup, you have to test the waters. So we are testing a lot of waters currently. At least we've been able to prove the case for the standalone and also for the market clusters. So we're going to be growing gently. But in the next 2 years, we believe that we would have gotten to real SMEs, people that have local shops, and at least even get to the C&I parts, the commercial and industrial, because solar system is not just for light loads. You also use them to power commercial processes and all. So definitely we are going to get into that in the future, and that's what's on our roadmap. But this is the path we are taking to get there, whereby we'll be able to have decentralized distributed systems, whereby you have a commercialized facility having solar plants, and whereby the excess power is being used to power other small loads around the community around. So that's what we're looking at, and we are definitely going to test those waters too in the coming next 2 years.
So, Gift, we're quickly running out of time, but let me ask you a couple of things you mentioned. One thing is you learned about the program from LinkedIn. So I think that's a bit of advice you'd probably want to impart to listeners, that stop spending so much time on Instagram. Look at LinkedIn if you want to build your career, right? Then what are some of the other things? I mean, most of our listeners are here in Lagos. Many of them are young like you. Many of them are still in university. And they probably don't see a path necessarily that, I have an idea, I could build a business around this, like you have done. So what would you advise to these listeners? What are the three things that they should focus on right now to start building a business, even as a student or even as a young person? Okay.
All right. There's this stuff they call FAD, F-A-D. Something new coming up, and before you get there, it's over. So that's what is happening in this time, whereby young people just get to jump on anything that is looking to be trending. So the advice is just try and stick to one thing, focus on it, and I did not figure all these things out at first. I never knew I'm going to end up here, but I just knew that I was building some capacities. Even the places I've volunteered for, the internship I've had and all, has really contributed to what I am today. So the advice is just keep building a particular thing, keep working in that space, develop networks. You can see a lot of networks on LinkedIn, connect with them. A lot of people are friendly on LinkedIn, irrespective of the portfolios they have. And you can get to know more about them. Join events. There are a lot of startup events, especially in Lagos. When I came to Lagos one time, I was just flabbergasted at a lot of events that happen every Saturday for startups, right? So I believe you could go there, connect with people and learn more, and even form teams. There are a lot of people in your school that you could form teams with, and at least you can build something in the future with that.
Thank you so much, Gift. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to hear from Greenera Technologies in 2 years, and I'll boast that, hey, he was on WhatsApp Lagos. Yeah, but before you go...
Maybe you'll be a customer.
Right? Yeah. Before you go, I need you to scream WhatsApp Lagos. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. I need you to scream WhatsApp Lagos. Are you ready?
Okay,
so go. 3, 2, 1. WhatsApp Lagos!
Okay, how about What's Up Owerri?
Yes, What's Up Owerri.
Come on, let's hear it. Shout it.
I need you to scream What's Up Owerri. Are you ready?
All right.
So let's go. 3, 2, 1.
What's up, Owerri?
Thank you so much, Gift.
Thank you, Gift. All right. Thank you for coming on, and good luck with your business. And people remember that name, Gift Muoneke, Greenera Technologies. He's going to be big.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And Dr. Wiebe, thank you so much for being in the studio. Hopefully we'll see more of you,
thanks
right?
for letting me back in.
Right.
All right. All right.
Thank you so much. So, guys, we've come to the end of WhatsApp Lagos. Thank you, Still Lagos, for having me. It's been an honor. Thank you to Colin Stecker for, just letting me do this for him. He should be back in the studio next week, right? So I'm back on air tomorrow, Tuesday, 10 a.m. on WhatsApp Lagos. I needed to bring all of the energy. And Ruth has given me the signal. I dare not leave the studio without mentioning her name. Ruth, thank you so much for being an amazing co-host. I love you so much. Check me out on Instagram and Twitter at _Nathalie. Nathalie is spelled Neitalee. At 12 p.m. is the news update, and the sunny side with Joyce commences after then. Stay safe, maintain social distance, coronavirus, then take a break, and love your neighbor as yourself. Merry Christmas in advance. Bye.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.